Hello there. I hope everyone's doing better this week. I've spoken with some of the folks who went through Hurricane Irma in Florida, and certainly it seems they had a better week this week than the previous, and they're now going through the recovery. Our thoughts and prayers are still with you. This week, I want to talk about a simple concept. It's not necessarily a lesson that I learned, that I picked up this week, but it's something I was reminded of. There's no associated blog with this, by the way. It's just a video post. But let's get into it. The concept is pretty simple. It never hurts to ask for what you're looking for. So this past week, I reached out to one of the deans at a local business school at the university. This is a dean that I've known over the years. It's somebody that I met when I was first going through the MBA program myself. But I haven't spoken with him for probably about 10 years, unfortunately. But I reached out to him, and this was around specifically what we're doing at Valteltech with regard to digital transaction management, and more directly about the maturity model that we've built around digital transaction management. I asked if I could meet with them, so that was my first question, to talk about some content that we've developed that we'd like to present to the local business professionals and the general business community to educate them on the topic. He agreed. So we met and we spoke about what the content itself was, and I asked them if there was any interest at the university essentially to present that to the business students, and more specifically to the graduate students. So that was question number two. And he thought there was. And then my next question was, well, what if I presented this to some of your professors, and then we can determine specifically where it should fit? And my preference was, well, I thought maybe we should place it for the strategy students, because a lot of the content is about how do you strategically plan rollout of some digital technologies. He actually didn't think that was necessary. And in fact, he said he would just make the introduction. So third question went well. Then he put me in touch with one of the professors who teaches both technology for business, as well as sort of like an MIS class, as well as the strategy course at the university. So we met via email, we exchanged some information, and then we jumped on a call, and I presented the content to him again. I sent him some links with regard to the blogs that we have on the website, some of the content that we've already developed. And I asked my question. I said, essentially, would there be interest within his set of courses for me to be able to present this? He was very excited. He looked at the content and he thought it was very apropos. And essentially, he said yes. We're making presentations by the end of this year for the undergraduate program, and then the graduate program and spring courses next year. So that was yet another question that got answered in the way that I was hoping it would be answered. So, of course, in all of this, how you ask, the tone, whether you have an up inflection or down inflection, the relationship itself, of course, and the wording that you use for those questions, all of those matter. And if you're interested in hearing about some of that, I'm certainly happy to talk about it or write to you about it. Feel free to leave a comment and we'll talk. But the main point is you have to ask for what you're looking for. All of this actually reminded me of a Teddy Roosevelt quote that keeps on coming up with various things that I've been pursuing recently, and that is that in any situation, the best thing that you can do is the right thing. The next best thing that you can do is the wrong thing. But the worst thing that you can do is nothing. So don't do nothing. Do something and ask for what you want. Until next time.